I'm Harry.
And I'm Erin, and this is Sonar TV's new media-based TV programme.
It's still a bit iffy on the title.
Yeah.
If you've got any ideas, let us know.
Yeah. It's pretty much going to be about films, TV, video games, pretty much anything we find interesting and think that you might find interesting too.
We're geeks, so be warned.
Be a bit niche, if you couldn't tell anyway. But yeah. Anyway, we'll start off with a bit of news. This weekend's been quite busy for the sort of geek fandom, mainly this weekend, because I myself went to Hyper Japan.
I went to a London Super Comic Convention, which takes a while to get your mouth around those words. Anyway,
Hyper Japan, if you couldn't guess, is all about Japan, where it all was based about anime, manga. Then it had the Eat Awards section, where there was sake awards and sushi awards and stuff like that. Things you could pretty much get the taste of Japan in a conference centre. And my highlight was the fact that I got to meet Satoshi Miki, and I managed to get his autograph, which I'm very happy about. Could not get the smile off my face. But yeah, he's a director of some films that you might have heard of, might not. Turtles Are Surprisingly Fast Swimmers and Instant Swamp, and as the one I've just shown you, Adrift in Tokyo, which is a new one. It's quite nice. But yeah, that was Hyper Japan for me.
So London Super Comic Con. It was very. I've been to a few conventions, but never one quite as comic based.
Yeah.
And most of the people there were comic writers, comic artists and things. I like a couple of comics, but no one that I was particularly interested in was there. But I love a convention, so of course I was there. But the main reason I went was for Stan Lee. Oh yes, the man himself. I didn't get to meet him. Unfortunately, he was charging £25 for his autograph, which, as much as I'd love, my overdraft wouldn't. And if I was meeting him as well, it would be a different matter. But there were so many people that wanted his autograph. It was literally a quick sign and hi. Some people were complaining he didn't even make eye contact, which
bit of a conveyor belt.
I think I'd be more hurt if I was that close to him and not able to talk to him. So, but I went to the panels, and he was such a nice man. And I keep saying to people, if you've ever seen The Holiday, the little old man at the end of that's Stan Lee for me right now.
Right, on to our next section.
Which is Papercraft.
Papercraft. If you don't know what Papercraft is, because I recently didn't know what it was, it's if you've gone to a convention, you've seen all these brilliant sort of cosplays of people from
amazing.
Gears of War or Halo. They're all done and made by paper, which I just couldn't understand. But
mind-boggling stuff.
Yes, my friend recently makes it, so she'll show how to do it.
Yeah, let's have a look at that now.
Hi, I'm Lauren, and I'm here to enlighten you about Papercraft. Right. Papercraft is creating anything you want out of card. Literally, it can be like this here, where I make video game replicas, or you can make statues, pretty much anything you want, really. What I heard of a forum called 405th.com, and I went on it mainly because I'm quite a big Halo fan, and just found loads of people that had made full suits of armour from the games. And I later found out that it wasn't just Halo, but it was Mass Effect and pretty much any sci-fi game. Did a year of research, didn't want to jump into it, and eventually one day went, sod it, I'll just start it. And this is about 6 months down the line. Well, the very first time I tried it, I made Anya Stroud from Gears of War 3 for a gaming expo. Then the only thing I made out of paper was the chest plate, as it was the most complicated part. The rest I just made out of foam camping mats I found from Poundland. And the costume was in one piece for a day and disintegrated as I took it off, but I feel it was a good first attempt. One thing I would say though, if you are going to go into Papercraft, do not make a gun with card. Doesn't work. Right, at the moment, I've got 2 projects on the go, but this is the main one. This is my custom Spartan armour from Halo Reach. It has 23 separate pieces for the entire costume. This is 6 months on and off on the project. Obviously uni has taken over somewhat recently, but I've built all 23 pieces and just in the stage of reinforcing them and hit the sanding stage with the helmet, which is the worst stage of them all. Although I would recommend doing it this way, as you get a better finish. It looks more like you've cast it rather than made it by hand. A lot of people now, especially on 405th, are going more the EVA foam route, and to be honest I can see why. It is a lot easier. Instead of cutting out and gluing all the numbers together and resining and everything, all you've got to do is get your template, cut it out and glue it together. There's no sanding, there's no resin, and the materials are actually quite cheap. Absolutely. I mean, it's more popular in the States at the moment. I don't know whether that's just because of the bigger population or whatnot, but hasn't really kicked off as much as it has, mainly due to the fact that it's quite hard to get hold of materials at the moment. But yeah, I absolutely recommend it to people, especially if you're going to gaming expos. It goes down a treat.
Well, if you enjoyed that
and feel like you want to get involved, we'll put some links in the little section below. So if you want to get involved, you'll know where to start.
we thought it'd be good if we brought in what we think you guys should be reading. This week I sort of took over and I chose something that I really like. I originally bought it not only because it's by Garth Ennis, who does Chronicle of Wormwood and things like that, but I bought it because the main character is based on Simon Pegg, which is probably one of my geekiest admissions just right there.
Yeah, but everybody likes a bit of Simon Pegg. Spaced, Shaun of the Dead, Hot Fuzz.
The main concept of it is the good guys, the superheroes, are the bad guys. They're not all specifically evil. They're just a bit drunk on the power, and I mean, who wouldn't be?
I would go very mad.
If I had super strength, let's not go there. But like, for example, if you moved at the speed of light, the one technicality there would be you wouldn't be able to see where you were going because you're travelling faster than the light. There's a complication there that I think quite a few people haven't really considered. But a couple of deaths, of course, they're all a bit drunk on the power. So the CIA have set up this team called the Boys, and their job is to keep the heroes in check. It's just a really, I was going to say sweet, it's not that sweet. Most of the characters aren't very nice, but one of the nicest character is Wee Huey, who's the one based on Simon Pegg. But I think my favourite character is the idea of the Boys. They're all nice? No, they're all beefy, large beefy men, but the muscle of the group is the girl. She's called the Female, and she's just this tiny little Japanese girl who doesn't speak, and why is she the muscle? It's just brilliant. It's such a clever comic. There's a reason Garth is my favourite comic book writer, really, and I think you should all check it out. The first one's called Name of the Game, and it sort of sets it up. We see Huey joins the group, and we see everything from his point of view, and sort of you start getting to grips with the world it's set in. But it's good, you should check it out. Bye!
That was really cheesy, wasn't it?